almost the exact same story for Draken as well. Got kicked from an IP and finds himself now booked in for a major and presumably with more money and everything going in with it. It's kind of nuts how that worked out for him, but there we go. He is now going to be the main AWP with JW backing him up. Wasn't the most impressive in an IP. He was very inconsistent, I think what a lot of people were saying to him. He's definitely talented and has time to build upon what he's shown us so far. But for now, we're in towards the pistol. It's Trim to actually kick things off. AZ gets dropped as Draken looks to get the second frag here. It's Valda waiting towards the end of the balcony. Draken's not wasting any time here at all. I think that's maybe a little bit overzealous, but Flush is there to pick up the pieces. Valda's surely done for here. Nice work from Fnatic so far as the bomb and maybe the round will be going against North. It's just MSL waiting towards middle. Nice shot from him. 3 versus 1 now. They know exactly where he is. He has to instantly kill JW to stand a chance, but takes a bullet to the face instead. Quick round map, but Fnatic starting off well.
Yeah, very quick round. Last best of one of the day, just to note.
Well, our last one, yes. 2. Oh, sorry, so we mean
best of
overall,
one.
yes, indeed, yeah. There's still 2 best of 3s to come, a winner and a loser game, I think.
We're all winners and losers, Henry. In the game of life, some more on one side than the other.
Well, I've got hay fever in buckets today, so definitely not feeling like a winner right now. But I'm still here, still trying, you know. It's all I can do.
Effort. Nades go up the top middle. Valda gets hit by both of them, but at decent enough range that he only loses 25 HP despite not having armor.
Just a note, this was not the force buy from North. They're actually one of the few teams that actually really abiding by the philosophy of just getting upgraded pistols in the second round instead of force buying completely. See, they've already got an opening pick with those lesser weapons like Deagles and CZ. If you get to kill someone, it's normally quite a quick and efficient kill.
Yeah, what's the point of the armor? Yeah. I suppose you could argue that if you pick up a gun, the armor helps, but yes.
Sure. This means you're not so completely done for on the first gun round on the CD side. You're not going to have the problem of no AWP or a head in Valda's case as he gets taken down from the graveyard there. And now a 4 versus 4. JW spots on towards the bomb side, but can't quite react to find the flick on Bird's head.
So JW backs away as Draken now will clear out the mid wall, namely at quad. Holding inside of pit, AZ. He's already tagged down to 30. MSL's rotated around, and Kiabi's actually going to lock them inside of middle as he rotates all the way down Banana, but having lost MSL, and he going so far in that direction, B is actually open should they elect to rotate that direction instead. 4 versus 3. AKs in both existent JW's hands. It's going to be the MAC-10s that do most of the work. I say that Exist actually takes down Mercs, but AZ still waiting. It's found by JW, and we go now 2-0.
Well, they got the opening pick, but not much more, I'm afraid. JW 4-0. North now should be on the full eco, but considering they didn't spend too much money, maybe get PD50s, we'll see. And they usually stack towards B, and these sort of rounds, we'll see whether they do that here. Inferno, we'll see a lot of that today, these sort of best of ones in, I guess, the next couple of days. It's a map where everyone feels comfortable. We've got a lot of roster changes recently, so it's a map where people will feel more at home, I guess. It's a technical timeout. So we'll stop this round in its tracks.
Yeah, they've killed off everyone in the server, reset them back to their spawns. Not a religious man, but if I were, I would say that was divine intervention.
Yes, could be. We need a new sound card, apparently. That's escalated quickly. Brand new sound
card. Yeah, a little bit.
Out of the box, please. Well, there we go.
Sound card. Interesting.
Maybe a USB one, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe they're using, I know the HyperX Cloud 2s ran specifically a USB sound card. I know lots of them do. I think the alphas might as well. Well, I think Logitech does on one of their new ones. I'm not sure.
A lot of pro players prefer the USB sound card. You have consistent sound wherever you go. I used to prefer as well. I used to have a little Sennheiser little
I get what
card.
you mean. You're not reliant on the hardware.
So even if it's like lesser in some ways to a full-on sound card, at least you know you're getting the same sound every tournament you go to. So no mucking around trying to do all the sounds and equalizers and stuff like that. You get what are your you know you're gonna have a home, so that's always why they want to do that. So it's still on the North.
I always say this: sound is it's important in gaming, but it is conditioned in that you learn what certain sounds signify. It doesn't have to be realistic. You just have to be able to recognize what it is. What I mean by that is that people have argued a lot, you know, that the sounds aren't specific. Okay, fair enough. If they're not specific to wood, doesn't sound like wood or metal, as long as you're able to distinguish what it is and decipher that the difference is this to this. So in other words, it's learned. And therefore, if you change anything, you change those tones slightly, you have to relearn them. So you're kind of right with the at the sound card thing.
Yeah, there used to be some features as well. I remember there used to be some cheesy stuff you could do back in the day. You could like change the sound waves. So if it's sort of like a footstep was a quiet sound wave, right? It would actually amplify it over the gunshots, for example. So like I think it was like the Sound Blaster back in the day, like the Fatality one. You could do that. There's a setting you could have like called FPS mode. It just made the footsteps super loud.
Yep. COD 4 used to have, I think in Pro League, or Pro Mod, they eventually made it client side, but you used to have your catching your breath after sprinting.
Yeah.
Or a long jump. And I remember Sennheisers, for some reason, were really, really good at picking that up.
Well, it looks like they've got the new sound card in place. We are getting ready to unpause now. MSL has confirmed they are ready. It's round number 3. As Matt said, our final best of 1 of the day, but we're not done just yet. We'll be burning the midnight oil with 2 best of 3s after this one. As we'll see who will be ready to play later on. For now, Fnatic, great start, 2-0, presumably get 3.
And I was going to say great start for them just to draw some lineage to the World Cup. Sweden just started against Switzerland as well.
Wow. Sweden should...
Sweden everywhere.
Yeah, they should be picking that one up, I'd imagine, but Switzerland have been a little bit dastardly, and we're off again. We're aborting. Looks like we've got the same issue. MSL said he was ready, but doesn't seem to be the case. They have aborted. That is fine as long as no damage has been exchanged. I think it has to be within 30 seconds or something like that. But sound cards still seems to be the main issue here right now.
All right, they do say that they're admin forced start. They do say that they're ready this time. We'll see if that rings true as the freeze time once more will commence and expire with AKs picked up, 2 of them, JW and Crims. I say picked up. You all know what I mean. They were carried over. Held on to. Stack on the A side, 2 toward top middle, boost against the wall for MSL, hoping that if they smoke down, they'll be able to see above it. Have to be cautious of the nades, the boost. Can't find either. JW takes out the man below and falling down. MSL has no accuracy, so not only gets Mertz, he gets MSL, and they've spotted up a bit of the stack as well, meaning the bomb, although down toward T stairs, is very likely to go back toward B. That's if they go back to even get there. Because Kjarby and AZ finding kills have now picked up a gun to work with, and JW is not yet in position to grab that bomb. Volda, going back down the apartments, though, has given his position away. Little does he know.
This is kind of nuts. This is winnable now for North, but Valda might be taken down. Luckily, time's on his side. He does sneak past towards the T-steps, but JW's hot on his heels. So JW will be saying to his teammates, hold on, I have got a read on this, but every chance he gets, Valdes is going around the corners at the correct time.
I suppose that Flusha called the Penitums clear as well, because you would have thought that one player would have stayed behind to help him get these kills, but now look at the information JW has. You're right, it was winnable for a moment with the bomb down. JW only gets 1 so far, but he's still alive, still in it. And again, has the information. He'll close on Kjarby, and the round will slip away in the end. That got very awkward, considering they'd already had the B site. They'd already deciphered the stack. They just didn't have the bomb.
As JW with 4 kills, got a little bit scarier there, but he certainly saves the day. Remember, North did not fully purchase in the second round, meaning they're going to have their utility. They're going to have the AWP for Mertz. I was not aware. He's the young Danish player. I think he's 19, who was brought up from the academy team to join this roster. He has had some good tournaments. I'm trying to think about the most notorious one. It was recently. It was when they got to the semi-final, and I think he finished at the top 5 players of the event, which is pretty cool to see. Either way, he will be on the AWP for this particular round. We'll see whether he can do anything here. I think it was Starladder. But there's JW finishing, opening things up and finishing them off as well. AWP for Mertz, and no tactical timer here. Draken on the AWP for the first time as well. 2 young guns going at it. We'll see who comes out on top. Draken, known for his inconsistencies, but great amount of skill on his day. Pretty much same story for Mertz, really. I'd say maybe slightly more consistent, but can drop off at times as well. Flash to open things up. Kjarby does get a dink towards Exist. That's pretty much all he finds. MSL negates Flames and tries to hold on towards B here. And all fall back successfully. Hold to the sandbag, so still not out of the woods just yet. He'll run around the corner. Guaranteed kill there, but not a chance of a second. 4 versus 3 in favor of Fnatic.
Just will hold out behind the logs as well. JW wants to work out. Spots Volda. Can't really get much vision, so he'll force that by putting a Molotov down, but Volda's already relocated into the corner, and JW doesn't fancy going against a man who's ready. He was hoping to catch him off instead, as Mertz does catch off Draken. Good shot of the AWP. So Fnatic with that 3-0 start now find them in a 3-3 deadlock on round 4 with A still firmly covered off given that Volda's anchoring in the pit. But they've got 53 seconds to work with. No rotation yet from AZ despite further utility deployed toward A as Mertz. He's eager with the AWP, perhaps too eager was Volda to capitalize on that information. Good shot through the edge of the barrel, goes back for more, had a chance for it, lost the shot, but somehow gets away with it on the second approach, which was even more rushed, even more forced, as Crims tries to bait out AZ. He's far removed, but he's just to Library, and Crims overextends. Shot successful, North find their first round.
Wow. Mertz delivering a godlike performance there. It's the no-scope that actually saves the day. This shot was fantastic. Through the edge of the barrel there. Misses that one, but how does he pull this one off? Was a quick scope right at the end there, but...
it was so fast, though, that like you could hardly gain anything from the quick scope, to be fair.
Well, the thing is as well, sure, North win the round, but look at the disparity in terms of the cash. Fnatic pretty well equipped. They have the AWP, 2 rifles, couple of SMGs, but you can see how weak North are as well. They're going to have an MP7, 2 of those, an MP9, an AWP, and the M4. Not looking too healthy here. If Fnatic can pull this one up, they could run away with the first sector, at least this half. Going to see Flasher flashed up, and MSL tries to challenge it. They're being very aggressive towards B. I guess they have to at this point try and squeeze the kill out if they can. They know they don't really have the utility or the firepower to hold off a full execution here. 3-1. There we go. Working through the default once again. JW at the end of the apartments. This time 2 players in the pit for North. MSL holds the arch. Draken not really had any impact with the AWP just yet. Got bested by Mertz before. Let's see if he can start finding some frags.
Well, Exist holding at the wall. Keep an eye. Lots of new additions. I think we're entering a new, I don't want to say era, but new chapter in CSGO. With so many changes in rosters, G2 finally changing things up. Obviously, you've had the SK Cloud9 change with then Taco going to Liquids. You've had so many stand-ins or dead rosters at the previous events. I think this might be the first event Cologne in many ways that we're going to see what's to come in the CS community and world. Having Astralis so far ahead at the moment. MSL finding 2. Crim's able to finally trade that off, and in doing so, they maintain the advantage only just and get the bomb down with 5 seconds left in the round. Just a note with the changes in the lineup, Exist is currently sitting on 4 kills. It's JW that leads the way.
He's full-time rifler as well now, you know? He's obviously always been a hybrid player, but now giving Draken more focus on the AWP, I think should be a positive, more structured approach, I guess, for Fnatic. They've always been one of those teams, like, last 3 years or so, just one of those lineups, like similar to what we were talking about in IP. Swedish teams always seem to do this. They don't really have the set AWP, especially when they had Dennis in there. They had everyone picking up the AWP from time to time. Olaf would pick it up, and it was always a little bit messy in that sense. I think this brings a little bit more structure, perhaps, so hopefully we'll see that work out for them. But for now, so far so good. Mertz looking to save the AWP. I think he certainly will.
Swedish hopping has certainly been a lacking attribute in that scene. If you think about it, Michael Lilly was a Swedish hopper. Dalpen to some degree. Alu was brought in from Finland. Draken's really the only designated hopper in that scene currently.
Twist, maybe?
Twist as well. Okay, fair enough. But he never really gave himself a shot at the top level, did he?
No, he seemed to sabotage his career somewhat with turning down certain opportunities and stuff like that. It was in, I think, well, Godsend's gone now, isn't he? They've shut down the organization. He wasn't Godsend.
They've essentially sold it off to... not Red Reserve. Was it Red Reserve?
I'm pretty sure they had a tweet saying they closed their doors completely. I think it was...
But the roster did...
Oh, yes, yeah, possibly, yeah.
So, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's considering the project that it was. Considering as well, they had a major spot at one point when they had that crazy roster change with Fnatic.
Yeah.
We thought Godsend was the team to be, and then now they're just gone. It's crazy how the business can bite you. That said, I want to point out Volda. It's only the second gun round for North at this point in time on round 6. Or we've only had 2 gun rounds, I guess is the point. He's the pit player, and he has 0 kills. That's a problem. Your pit player is so essential.
That's true. Valda still has time to recover, but Mertz 6 HP. He'll be playing very defensively with the AWP, I'd imagine. He's holding towards Library right now. There is a boost in CT spawn. That's MSL. Up he goes. Smoke down his position. Can slightly bode well, I guess. Give you some sort of a shroud as JW starts to walk in. He'll be hidden by the smoke. This could get very dramatic. As he gets one, doesn't spot the boost. And he'll give away a rifle. There we go.
I thought he was somehow going to get away. He's hugging the wall enough toward the ruins. I was like, are you serious? But MSL, you're right, gets the rifle picked up. He's still a little bit concerned that someone might be chasing him down with a flash. Tries to time his re-entrance to the site. Krim's able to dispose of him and dispatch with the AK-47 quite cleanly and get that M4 on the ground. They won't need it, but they'll leave it there happily. Mertz on the AWP.
They're going to be eco again next round. So saving the orb has to happen. AZ can play for an exit kill if he can somehow steal away an AK. That'd be great. They're only getting $1,900 into the next round, and they've only got about 1,000 each at the moment. So for now, 5-1, maybe even going to 6. But with Mertz on the AWP, we haven't seen him go absolutely ham just yet. But these star AWPers, I wouldn't say he's quite a star yet, but he's up and coming. They can certainly carry around single-handedly if required. You'll see many AWPers do that. Those are the aggressive picks.
Well, I think he was desperate to get to the M4 that was down at Coffins, but never really had a chance, unfortunately.
A swing and a miss. 5-1, so they can't really do much, but hopefully play around this AWP. I would say put the AWP in the back of B. Hope they go for a clumsy rush, perhaps, and then you can pick some of them off. If they go A, to save the AWP again. PT50s on the other players here. So what's going to happen? Where does Mertz go? Actually sending 4 players towards A, including him. So let's see how this one pans out. Mertz will presumably go for the first pick and see what's available to them. Currently looking towards bedroom/boiler right now, but Molotov's all over the place. He'll have to fall back.
Smoke down from Mertz, and he certainly will fall back. So 4 players on A. The AWP already relocating, trying to catch them off in any possible position that he can. That position seemingly toward the arch. Information gathered by, therefore, Kiarbi before such time that he goes for the peak. He'll now confirm that mid-wall's clear. So he'll post toward the cubby. Smoke will isolate. That's well and truly inside of the boiler doorway, though, meaning forward toward the quad, meaning he could still see the entrances, but the Molotov will push him off of it.
Easy. Can feel all the bullets flying around him. Nice pick from Mertz, though. Challenges exist and comes out on top. They can't recover the rifle still. That's a bit of a problem. 4-on-4, certainly favoring Fnatic at this point as JW tries to sneak out the apartments here. He knows that they're all properly watching his position. And where's Mertz gone? He's actually booked it towards the B side after showing presence towards middle. Trying to stay dynamic. Router, Molotov dealt with accordingly by JW. Just poor old AZ now, who's on the site. That's a pre-fire spot, as you saw there. He does get a dink off, but that's still going to be the round. The bomb we planted, like we said, Mertz just has to save that orb. Not really much else to do. 6-1 on the T side of Inferno. Really quite a grim prospect on a best of 1, especially on this particular map when you're on the CT side. MSL does get an AK. If he can save, that'd be great, but JW is coming for him, but he won't be looking in that direction. Gets another $300 and gets the hell out of there. So well played by MSL. That's going to help out in terms of balancing the books in towards the next one. Fnatic don't really have to hunt this too much. Just make sure Draken saves his AWP. He's just holding on the site right now, making sure that no one gets close to that bomb. That's confirmed. They are going to win the round. And MSL holding towards the underpass. Mertz in towards ruins. MSL gets another, making this expensive.
Yeah, costly indeed, but still going to be Fnatic getting their 6th to only the one that North have achieved thus far. So with that, Mertz will have the AWP still to work with. He'll drop out an M4. That goes to Volda. 2 kits. Plenty of money for AZ. I say plenty of money, but not so much in that to bring out utility along with an M4. So what's the call going to be? Money enough to buy. So hop an AK down and spawn. Draken will take the AWP. Try and see if he can find a pick. Doesn't have the greatest spawn for it. Are they going to shoot that actually to JW? Wow, they were trying to. Didn't really work. I was going to say, he's got the spawn for it. You might as well give him a go, but didn't really work out, did it?
No. So presumably give it back to Draken.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you'd think he would just give up on that now and give it to the man who should have it, but he's not, like you say, no stranger to the weapon. It's probably to his benefit as well to have a primary opera in the team. Mertz had seen one, he spots two, manages to get the shot off. Despite the flames down, despite the very narrow angle, and he'll collect Crims. It's JW that still holds with the AWP. He's going to keep it for the entirety of the round, it seems, as he gets toward the apartment's flash out. Just barely spotted Mertz, but couldn't land the shot through the edge of the balcony. He still posts and could cover toward library, but he seems to be more eager to clear out pit.
MSL alone on B. 5 players up for North, thanks to the pick from Mertz towards that boiler. And Fnatic start to fall back. This could be a classic execution towards the B site. MSL resides in CT spawn right now. CTs will have a rotation available in the form of Kiabi. But can they get there in time? If MSL goes down with nothing and call for the nade out, that could be a problem. He does drop it off. Smoke down. That will call for Kiabi to come over right about now. And at this point, some damage done. Oh, goodness, MSL. One bullet will take him down. Luckily, still alive. Does manage to get a bit off and return towards flush up. I think that was Kiabi. And for now, still 25 seconds. Draken and JW waiting in the top of middle for the smoke to go down.
Volda, by the way, still 0 kills. 1 assist and 7 deaths. It's down to JW. He's looking for more. AZ's there, but couldn't get the angle onto him. Clever little gap by the cart that he tries to spot through. That opens up a bit more to the corner, but AZ has since relocated it with a gap in the smoke of his own. He'll fire out to find JW. That brings Volda in. And welcome to the scoreboard for Volda. An important one, no less, as he takes down Draken in the site. And a second round for North.
There we go. First kill for him. But you're right, very important one. Time was running down so low there for Fnatic, and North did a decent job. Just showing enough presence towards B. That one smoke was absolutely everything. Like I said, if MSL went down with nothing there, that was the round. But he got the smoke off, survived, pushed him in towards the A site. There were some lovely shots, or a shot from JW with the AWP. Pre-fired the barrel towards the quad. If he took down AZ in the pit as well, he knew where he was. That potentially was enough, but not meant to be. And now the money's starting to swing, as Fnatic will be bringing 4 rifles here. No AWPs and Crims just on the CZ. This gives Mertz a bit more freedom now. He knows the money's not going to be as strong. If they can win this round North, that is, they'll have a chance to bounce back into this and potentially win the half still. MSL aggressive towards B. Takes down Flushhead just as the smoke goes up. 5 versus 4. And how do Fnatic recover?
Desperate spray down the hallway from JW. I shouldn't say desperate, just optimistic. Hoping to collect something with it. Draken works out from Boiler. He'll have JW already on the mid wall and exists in tow. Deep smoke front library. Rotations are actually favoring the B side, given that utility was thrown from so far away, and I think they've identified that based on how that smoke landed at library, the angle in which it arrived. They suspect that it's possible they're trying to throw utility for means of fake, but they are actually still going toward A, as we can tell. Meaning there's 2 inside of the site and a rotation required for Mertz to get back in position. Thankfully, they've got the advantage. They somehow didn't spot Volda in the open, as they were all flashed, partially blind and determined by smoke, but it's Crims that pulls it back. Mertz and AZ to go down, and Crims still holding from the cart, has the bomb planted, and he can cover off top middle as well.
Crims is looking phenomenal in this particular round. 3 versus 1 now. Kiabi can't do anything about it, as Exist puts one of the final nails in the coffin of round number 9. And there it is, 7-2. Kiabi can do nothing but sit back and wait for the round to end. Hoping he can take the AK into the next round, but money still not going to be great. They can't find consecutive rounds here. As Fnatic recover in emphatic style there. Crims, that was so good from him. Hits a really clinical shot on towards the A site. Turned around, and with the tiniest of gaps available to him, AZ waiting in the pit, had 2 players lined up, got completely destroyed. And there we have it. Bomb explodes, and Kiabi will survive. He did wait towards the library for any sort of exit frags, got nothing for it. So 6K on Valda. The rest of them, though, all hovering around 3K of a saved AK-47. There is a buy there. It wouldn't be the best, but still possible. Interesting to see which way they'll go with it. Doesn't look like they'll be investing heavily, though.
So 7-2. We don't quite get our 7-1 this time. But 4 games in a row, we've been pretty one-sided off of the starting gate, or off the blocks, I should say. 7-2, and North with only the one AK-47, meaning that they likely will succumb to the fate of this round as well. I say that, and Volda finds a kill. They managed to get KRB in position. He times it to perfection, and suddenly it's a 5 versus 2, but Crims has gotten Volda back.
My goodness.
Never a time to have impact for Volda. Only his second and third kill in the round, in the game, excuse me.
Well, a real chance here for North, but not out of the woods just yet. Still need to find 2 more kills. Crims and Draken looking to sabotage their attempts. Still with a minute though. Crims presumably will do most of the heavy lifting here, considering Draken has the orb. I'll try and find some space, get a kill, and then see what's available to them at that point.
So AK's picked up. Crims needs to work the magic to try and open up the side. Draken slowly working toward top of Banana. He's got the bomb in hand. They're split. So 2 is the defense. 2-1 split in the D. There is 4 players, keep in mind. It's actually KRB that's waiting to swing in response, holding towards CT spawn. Crims will make some noise, try and bait out some footsteps. Mertz falls down and behind the box, different angle to hold, and he's got a crossfire set from the pit. It's AZ that's behind, and he'll get the shot. 17 seconds. Draken does have bomb.
Might as well save now. There's no way he's just able to run in towards B unless MSL gives it up for free.
Doesn't think it's open.
Yeah, that was his chance to run in and plant. But yes, you're right. It's not worth it. He probably doesn't win the round anyway. So to save the orb. So MSL almost gave it the side there. But there we go. And will be North sitting the round away. Thank you to Kiabi, AK spray at the start. Barda joining in as well with the fun. There we go. You can see how effective that flashbang is. Not too much hard work at that point. We got 2 completely blind players doing the Neymar in front of you. And we'll get into round number 11 here.
The Neymar.
You see that?
What, rolling around?
No, he did a flashbang celebration at the World Cup.
I did see something on Reddit.
Yeah. Does he play CSGO? That's what
yeah, big time. Yeah. I know. He's friends with FNX and various other Brazilian players. Flashbang down, smoke out. Gap in it as well if KRB is careful and clever enough to get position. Draken back in. Hopefully. To find one, but MSL's gonna hold right. KRB to hold left. I would say that Banana's pretty locked down, Henry.
It seems like it with the half-wall boost as well.
It's interesting. Normally you get 1 player down there and you're like, that's anchored, we'll rotate. This time they're like, no, let's double down. Actually, we're going to triple down. We're going to put a boost in there as well. Just leave Banana completely locked.
Yeah, this is about to horn them. If Valda rotates towards the side, JW's got such a strong angle on him. Let's see if he does decide, especially if he walks back around trying to be quiet.
Flank rotation. MSL went out early. Flusher was ready for it. I was going to say, if JW got the kill on Volda, they would go for a flank, but they were certainly ready for it. Good play, Draken, ready for AZ to try and push it now as well. And they're giving it all up. KRB's patience pays off, but it's down to just he is, despite having everything locked off, they just walked out with no information.
You really don't need 3 players at the bottom of B. That's not wise, in my opinion. Once you've got Banana control like that, you've got Mertz with the AWP, just get him at the barrel or the half-wall to hold it by himself. That's enough. You just need to find 1 kill, hold them off, then you get the rotations in. 3 at the bottom of B really is quite useless, I would say. Especially when you're going to be pushing down like you were. You realize you've got no information. You're so far removed from the A side. You have to push, and there's waiting for you. We didn't catch that first kill, but as soon as there was a bit of traction towards the apartment, they had to push B. And it all just went a bit wrong there. It was a nice idea initially just to get that manpower, get the first kill, but then when they left 3 players there for so long, for me, that's when the round went horribly wrong for them. Either way, looks like an eco for North to take a tactical timeout here. They've got 2 remaining, and they've already used 2. And a chance for the Fnatic cash to stabilize, as if they really needed it. They've all got about $3,000 right now. They're looking to get another $3,500 per player into the next round, and presumably this will be quite an easy one, as North can't really justify much more than PT50s. KRB has got 7k, could drop some upgraded pistols, I guess. We'll see if he does that. Keep an eye on the right-hand side of your screen. KRB's name, he buys an orb. Okay. No, that is a purchase. They're forcing this map. Okay, then. Now that's a play. I respect it. AWP, 2 MP9s, 2 CZs. Mertz has got so much pressure on his shoulders right now to deliver something quite special. They would have had money in the next round to buy, but they've opted for this instead. Kiabi dropping the ult per Mertz, and that's gone. So you can see there's an orb there as well. They want to try and recover that quickly. JW will grab that.
Throw it back, presumably. He's got him first win the duel.
There we go. Grabs it, gets out of there.
Fair enough. Gets the AK back as well. Sorry, lads. Not for sale. If they even dare think about it, the nade was lobbed in on top of it as well, which they could have also retrieved it with the nade, but instead it was, yeah, go for it. I dare you. Take the damage. That goes along with it as AZ now falls to 38. Fnatic looking pretty solid, I have to say.
Yeah, so far. And this is the first event they've had with Draken, of course. That's actually quite a significant change. That's someone who comes in as the primary AWP for the first time in a while in Fnatic. JW continues to add to his impressive total, 15 kills and 5 deaths. Both of the remaining A players here quite low on HP. Valda waits in the pit. Easy on the side, so JW just waits to finish things off here. Like we said, this should have been a gimme round, but I was saying that against a full eco. They actually went all in with the AWP, SMGs, CZs, and now with the loss bonus. Oh dear, it's his second stage. So they'll get $1,900 per player. But that's another full eco coming in, and then 9-3 down on the CT side of Inferno. Nice work from Draken, though. Seems like he's finding his feet quite nicely in Fnatic. Only got 6 kills, but that was quite a nice shot. Give him that.
Yeah, 6 kills for him. Flush and Draken and Crim's all similar. It's JW and Exist that lead the way. Solid for Exist. Bomb intentionally left behind. That'll be dropped at T stairs. Look at this little nifty stack.
Okay, on the pallet.
It looks like a 3-man, but it's not, which is
Yes.
why the third player is not moving. It's pallet that the second guy's on.
That could be a little bit dastardly. We'll see.
Especially if they overcommit to checking Cubby. JW walks around too fast. You've got Volda to peek out as well as AZ. This is essentially a 5-man stack. 3 literally stacked on top of each other. He's going to realize it. Oh, hang on. Holds the angle, though. That's quite smart because now they have to move. They have to bait around the corner, and that means Draken gets one further, and they're also rotating in behind. They know all 5 are there. They've got B covered off bomb. We'll go that direction to ensure the round, but watch out because inside of T-spawn, it's Flusha. This still isn't clean. It's just Volda remaining, thankfully, but he's got an AK, and Flusha, as I mentioned, was there. 10-3 for Fnatic.
Double digits on the T side. 2 to go in the first. Oof. So, spending every dollar they've possibly got in reserve. North will have 5 M4s, 1 kit, no incendiaries, and only 1 HE. HE is actually a massive deal on the CT side of Inferno, not so much the T side, but equally can be useful as well if you want to be maybe focusing Molotov strikes and then following up with HEs to finish people off, etc., or the other way around, whatever way you want to do it. And we'll get into round number 14 here. Pressure firmly on the north side of the server. Draken using the AWP again to try and open things up. There's AZ and Valda on the site. No one in the apartments at all. As he gets the angle, his teammates working around towards the arch, so he'll be smoked out. Buys him some time, though. That's fine for both sides because it's early on in the round, not a huge deal. Merch presumably traded out here. Indeed, he is 4-on-4. AZ and Valda nervously way on the side. They haven't really got anything to hold them off here.
All the waiting and holding. Good play from the corner. Assist to AZ as he takes down JW. Crims is locked in toward Modo, and Volta's going to be somewhat careful though not to overextend and try and pinch him in, because if he does, he's got Exist working out from behind at the apartments, which will end up being his demise. He found him a cell as well. Perfectly played, but Cammy has the bomb. That's crucial at this point in the round. 50 seconds, it's not like he can rest on his laurels. In fact, he's going to give it up. He's going to try and one-up them, knowing that Draken's still toward the pit. And rotating back to quad, Exist is so preoccupied trying to get the bomb back, he may actually be able to isolate this into one-on-ones if he's careful enough. Or did Draken spot the gun barrel? I think from his perspective he might have, but I say that obviously not, because Exist would have had the information and turned around. That was quick from Draken.
That was pretty much the only way he could win that round. I think if the CT got away at that point, he was done for. Kiabi readied well, got the first kill, tried to get out of there, but Draken, very fast in the response, manages to win the round 11-3. Final round of the first half here for Masses, MP7s, Deagles, and Kiabi with the only M4. Looking quite grim here. 12-3 certainly on the cards, but they have managed to win an eco before. 3 rounds in total, though, not one of them consecutive. And that's been the problem for them. The money has just spiraled out of control. Nades will go in for MSL. None of them connecting, though. Flash up gets in front of them and might even deliver a couple of them back. MSL taking a lot of damage there, but still going to go aggressive, the MP7. It's now cheaper than it was before. We're seeing more and more of it in games, and somehow gets away with a pick and maintains a man advantage.
Boost up for the MP7 in the hands of MSL. 12-3 looking like a score we might end up with for the second time today at a half juncture. However, I say that and it could easily still end up 11-4, given that the man advantage resides with North, and doubly so as Valda takes out Krims. Good position on the windowsill. He's just spotted Mertz, but all Mertz was playing for was the information in that situation. There's no need to overextend. He's smartly backed off with the 2-man advantage. He'll get isolated because Krims now has also spotted AZ and doesn't want to be countered with a bait and switch. It works out very well, and JW catching off Valda. We're back to 3s. Weapons favoring Fnatic, given that they've got the AWP and 2 AKs. AK in the hands of Exist being the most menacing of which, because it's the closest to action. However, if he doesn't get the kill, I was going to say the bomb will be limited coming out of apartments. It still is, but Exist trades off on Kiarbi, and it's just MSL rotating back around a divided offense. Bomb will be planted. The timing of this actually could favor Draken. All he has to do is look up toward the top of middle, and if MSL swings by with the MP7, he'll be caught. I think he's aware that Draken, because there was some noise over B, is going to be coming from that direction. Doesn't matter. 12-3 indeed. Draken with a good kill. Looking proficient on the weapon.
Yeah, once he got the AWP out, he looked a little bit more comfortable. So there we go, 12-3. It'd be difficult to lose at this point, considering they got 12 rounds on the T side, but they are a new squad. Things could go wrong. It's the North that are known as a tactical, execution-based squad, and we'll see what happens here. I would say there's still a few more twists and turns to go yet. We've had a few whitewashes today, but hopefully this one gets a little bit more competitive overall. Second half will begin very shortly, it seems. Here's the stats for you. North at the very top will have MSL. That is not good news whatsoever, Matt. That is actually quite worrying for them. The Valde is right at the bottom. You need those big names against a team like Fnatic to go toe-to-toe. Here's your odds from Betway. As you would imagine, Fnatic way out in front. Win this pistol. Again, it's pretty much over, I'm afraid, especially with North on the T side now.
Easy, starting his way down the stairs from Boiler, as Mertz is already inside of the stairs from the apartments behind. They'll back out the ladder mentioned area. To 3. Very slow start to this pistol comparative to the first half, in which Fnatic were able to pick that up with, I think, 3 players surviving. Russia's going to smoke off B site a little bit late, meaning that they'll buy a lot of time. They would almost buy down to the 30-second mark. If they weren't going to commit and go through, the flash will completely blind flush, and they certainly will go, because they find him easily standing still, clueless in the open. JW's forced off towards CT as well, and we've got a call that's rather interesting, and I think it's going to be agreed upon because it's mutual. Despite that there's been kills coming in, both teams called not live because each of them had a crash.
Yeah, I saw JW kind of struggling to get past walls and run into corners, and
was caught in the open completely.
Yeah, and I think they were having those issues before that first kill came in, so both of them agreed someone's crashed. We'll calm down.
I think, just to the point as well, I think both teams had a player crash, because someone said not live and they said same player crashed, me too, or us too, whatever it was.
So it looks like both teams are ready though. So we're right back into it. We'll start everything again. It's still going to be 12-3, 5-5, even though that one kill came through. And we'll have 3 sets of armor for now. I'm sure Valdo might get one more. No, it goes to the PT-50 instead. And 2 smokes. 2 smokes suggest they want to go towards B. Obviously using one towards Coffins and then CT spawn. They'll flash over at the very start. MSL going to be throwing that. And they might not be heading there in the end, as Draken did spot 2 players towards the bottom of middle. They're falling back now towards the apartments. Bombs down now in second middle. Kiabi will challenge first, but not find the opening kill this time. So 5-on-5 for now. 2 players towards the banana area. 3 of them in the apartments going for a default. Still with their 2 smokes.
Just careful to walk back far enough so as not to be heard, and then gets on a gallop to rotate back over toward Banana. That's where Kiabi's already opened up the frag and getting JW, so he is the first to go down again. This time, he was consciously aware of it. Not that he was unconscious last time, but figuratively speaking, he was lagging out. We'll call that a lack of consciousness. Flusha waits from Coffins. He'll try and get above the smoke. Can't quite do it. They'll rotate back around. No boost yet. They could have gone for it. It looked like Draken might have considered it. But the bomb planted and Banana held. In fact, 2 players back toward Banana, so they'll confirm there's going to be no rotation, no flank. And then they'll be able to turn their attention back toward the bomb. Fnatic a man down, but 12-3. They're well up.
Yeah, this is looking really difficult for them. They've got 5 kills to find. The bomb getting to the halfway point. They have got a kit, but only 4 of them up right now. Valda, he will be challenging first by the looks of things. The bomb getting to a considerable point now. Fnatic really do need to start striking here. Flusha makes the first incision, but I don't think they'll get much more. Crims and indeed Flusha left in the 2 versus 3. They'll have to fall back. They just waited a little bit too long there to really pull the trigger in more ways than one. Flusha will go down with the ship. He knows it, and North win a much-needed pistol round there. So there we go.
Much needed indeed, 12-4. So both T sides have won the pistols. They'll go on to MP7s, 2 of them Caribbean AZ. 3 of them MSL, and Mertz goes for a MAC-10 to change it up a little bit, so 2 Volda on the AK. Volda found his contribution late, gone up to 7 kills in total. Crims with the scout, trying to get chance shot down middle, but no one's going to give him that chance at all. In fact, no one peeking in that position. They had already gone well by and into Banana. So JW holds towards CT, and above on orange is one standing above is Flusha.
CZs and scouts on Inferno can be very tricky to negate. Flusha and JW hold towards B. Crims with the scouts, interesting enough. They'll be holding quad. North need this round. They really do. Fnatic did not have to force buy here either. They could have taken the full eco and had all the money to close this one out. Opting for an early finish though. Crims, it would do well to hit that shot. He connects it. Obviously can't find the kill at that tiny angle. That'd be very impressive. But AZ now jumping on the pallets. As Draken falls back, they've got themselves at a tight choke point here. This still fall apart for North, but nice opening pick there. And scrappy, but it's North coming out on top for now. But JW looking to shut it all down. Finds the bomb, but not much else.
Fortunate for him that the bomb actually got flung around the corner and therefore was safe to grab and plant inside of the site. If it stayed open toward the quad, he may have had more in it with the CZ. This tournament, unlike Belo Horizonte, we are playing on the new patch. Teams have had time to acclimate to it. Toward JW, he falls off the position, still has armor to work with. And I think the armor will be enough to carry over or enough to encourage them to do so. No kits and a man down on the retake. We're going to go 12-5.
Certainly are. Good attempt there by Fnatic, but not quite close enough. Good job by AZ with the MP7, finds 2 kills there. 3 players from North will survive in total. It's up to JW and Flusha to block their exits here and hopefully find an upgraded weapon or 2, but you can see them just hugging the pit there. Making sure they survive this round, and all 3 do, of course. It's a bit of a weird one. Any other map, that would be way too close. But Inferno, for some reason, you can sit right next to the bomb and be absolutely fine.
It's because it's already hot.
Yeah.
It's the Inferno.
12-5. They save the CZs, the armor, but should be another round for North here. Looking for the 3-0 as they start their campaign really on Inferno in the second half. MP7s, MAC-10, a couple of AKs should be enough. JW and Flusha, though, can be quite menacing with those CZs. There's going to be a 5-man stack towards A from Fnatic and a B rush from North. Couldn't really go any more wrong for them now. And the Fnatic squad, that's going to be round pretty much already.
Molotov actually didn't make it. They'll identify that, having run around the corner, and they'll adjust it accordingly next time, perhaps. But inconsequential this round, as there's really no one waiting for them inside of the site. They've discovered, and they'll plant the bomb. cut the lead in half. They'll go to 12-6. Mertz even getting up toward the tree, towards CT spawn, so as not to allow anyone to rotate in late, should they elect to try and do so. They'll hold the armor once more. Going into the first gun round, holding the armor, that starts to make a bit of a difference. It'll save them a little bit of cash. Question is, though, where it's going to be a bonus round. Oh, I can't quite see it. Just going for JW. For me, it's the opposite keys. So, okay, he's gone down and flushes armor. Oh, I couldn't see it. I was going to say, is it at 100% armor? 93. So he still has to spend money to upgrade to head armor. The point I was going to make is, if they could save both that, if they had 100% on the chest, they get the cheaper upgrade to the helmet, which JW now gets anyway because he went down. But if they elect to save the SMGs, that actually makes a big difference.
We'll see. Will they do it? Keep 3 of them up. Looks like they'll go for it. Fnatic now. Not going to have the AWP. Like I said, they did not have to force buy in that second round at all. Especially with a 12-3 lead, it actually opens the opportunity up for North quite significantly. Flames everywhere and bullets being sprayed. Most of them going in favor of JWs. He finds 3 with the UMP. And now AZ and MSL doing the best they can to get this bomb down. Looks like it will be planted quite comfortably in the end. AZ will take a nade, not quite to the face. 3 versus 2. MSL and AZ to try and defend.
AZ goes toward Emo. They'll wait. Let them walk in toward water. That means bypassing MSL in the process. They're still a man down, but they've got the bomb in their favor. What a favor indeed. MSL, in fact, going to give up toward Banana. Try and catch them off by getting slightly closer. He's got to be careful. Molotov in hand. He's almost gotten lucky that Crims looked away. AZ hit the player toward the bomb. That could have been a double spray. Just barely. It's not, but I think they have. I think they've just barely got this. That defused. It's got a kit, but it's not going to have the time. It's just barely. Oh, it's just barely going to go the way of North.
Well, well, well. MSL could have secured it by just dropping the Molotov on the bomb, but didn't even need that, apparently. It's JW with 3 kills with the UMP that still didn't find them around victory, and now things get a little bit more uncomfortable for them. Crims will have the AK-47 here. They're not going to force by what I can see is another partial with the maximum loss bonus coming in next round. But the bomb has gone off for the last 4 rounds in a row. So every single round equating to an explosion. AWP for Mertz and Crims still going to be difficult to deal with in this round, especially on the AK and the CT side. We'll see whether he can find some shots here. 12-7 though, North edging their way back into it. All of a sudden, this seems almost doable.
Mertz. Position at the half wall with the AWP. Isn't going to keep that position, though. He'll leave Kierby there instead. He's got a great start. 2 through the wall from Boiler.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. Wasn't even a straight contact from the hallway. He sprayed them both down. That was brilliant. Love to see that back from his perspective, but it's Crims that's going to shut him down in return, and Crims tries to double up, but MSL's got other ideas. Flushy now has to play with a CZ, and MSL should be quick to find. He's low enough on HP. Bomb, therefore, goes down, but he's about to be swung. He's aware of it, tries to back off, and in doing so, he opens up and elongates the angle toward the apartments. Mertz will collect the kill. Still awkward, but just JW to find. It's 12-3, now 12-8 as North start to get rolling on their T side. 5 rounds in a row.
12-8. AWP out for the first time for Draken, but here's the replay from AZ. So yes, first one toward the boiler, then goes to the straight up wallbang towards Exister. That was quite lovely, I have to say. And now North actually seemed like they could be fighting back here. Remember Fnatic, their first ever tournament with Draken in the squad. T side looked good, but CT side starting to fall apart now as they go for a double up setup. Draken and JW, that's what we were interested to see, really. JW hits the first shot. MSL goes down. Nice work by him. They're going for a boost towards quad from what I can see on the CT side as well. Crims gets up there. Great position to throw in 1.5, I would say. Oh, is there 2 up there? That's actually pretty cool. So Crims can just sit looking into the wall, right? And Draken watches middle to cover that area. Exist to watch the boiler room. And that means if any flashes come up, Crims is like the failsafe. Anything goes wrong, he turns rounds and deals with them. As Flash Up He'll get another pick and make it a 5 versus 3 now. That should be it. JW looks very confident in this. All 3 players for North waiting on the other side as he hits another.
Yeah, brilliantly done from JW. I was going to say as well, that first kill means that stack was almost more viable because they discourage any take toward the B site. The second kill actually calls for the rotation instead, but that could have easily persuaded them back that direction. Everyone's still alive. Flush up with 1 HP. Flashes and smokes going both directions with 48 seconds. They have brought a second player towards CT spawn, but they won't commit yet to the B site. In fact, they're going to leave an anchor. In doing so, it's Crims that'll hold off A. JW does go down. Mert's good find. That gives a bit of a problem to them as well. As I mentioned, Flush is only on 1, so he's going to be fragile as all. This therefore has to be strong in his attempt to hold, and as a result, the response from Fnatic is rather apt. Try and push down, pinch them in. Don't give them the option to isolate 2 players on B or fall back toward A. Just force them to have to go B and all be there to attack or defend.
Can't win this now, unfortunately. With 7 seconds, and it's going to be desperately trying to find any kills they can just to try and damage the finances of Fnatic there. But 13-8 comes in their first round in the second half. Money's still strong, though, for the North boys. They've got another buy within them. They're definitely going to need it at this point. Time running out. But the AWP up for Mertz again. 4 AKs and all the utility required. Double AWP set up very efficient there. I really did want to see how that little setup towards quad was going to work out for Fnatic. I kind of built it up for you how it would work. Obviously, it means apartments a little bit exposed, but it's very rarity just to walk out apartments and try and get a kill. That's not really ever going to happen.
Draken aggressive with the AWP. CT side, oh, he's got the gun barrel. He knows he's there. Now he just has to hit the shot, which...
Don't go for Draken.
Surprisingly, isn't always he's going to. He's going to step straight out. He's got Golda down. He's got to be a little bit cautious of the fact that they could have gotten in Boiler behind him. He's certainly aware of it, but he'll back off. Knows he's got the advantage. The spray comes through, and AZ once again will do damage, but not a kill this time.
I guess in his head, he's thinking, well, they're going to come towards bedroom any second. I know someone's here. Get that kill now and fall back. He could have also called for someone to help him out of Boiler Room, just cover his back there. But still, it works out absolutely fine. Great stuff from Draken. They love the confidence to go for that sort of pick. 5 and 4 now. 1 minute remaining. Mertz still with the AWP as he tries to find an opener, but the smoke did it come in? Not quite. They've actually got an opening here. Molotov will do some damage, but it's up to Flasher to hold them off. Flashbang, not ideal as it goes up in the air. He's getting flames around him as well. JW misses the shot. That'll cost him his life. Krim still here, though, fighting back valiantly. 40 seconds remaining as the bomb's planted.
Considering the start from Draken, they've pulled this back by getting over toward B. And they've got 2 toward Banana. Prime post plant position. Exist will work with Crims. Draken will be held towards CT with the op, hoping to flush MSL at a position. Good find from Crims. Excellent shot to catch off Merce. That's the op down. Note that there's 1 toward Emo. Good find from Exist. They'll clear and confirm that that's wide open, and it's straightforward from Fnatic. Every duel going their way in the 3 versus 3 as the bomb gets defused this time with lots of time left over. So 14-8, 2 to go for Fnatic.
Well, there we have it. Round 23 coming through. Bomb planted. I feel like they are going to buy this one, but there's certainly a conversation that needs to be had. That's where the tactical timeout comes in. You see AZ $3,000. Mertz, same story. 3 of them can buy AK and armor. Kiabi could go Galil and still drop an AK. So I guess that's what they're just working out now. How do they distribute the wealth as Fnatic come within touching distance now of finishing this one off? We'll see. The timeout come to an end. What have they gone for? Nothing purchased just yet. Kiabi has bought an AK. They're going for it. I guess at this point they need this round. They can't allow Fnatic to get match points so early on. They're not going to find 7 rounds in a row. I don't think that's possible. So they'll take a gamble here. MP7s, UMPs, Deagle for AZ, and 2 rifles between Kiabi and MSL. The latter of which has the Galil. Kiabi with the AK-47. Win this one for Fnatic. That's pretty much it. What if North got up their sleeve? I would say it has to be something tactical, something that's involving a set piece, trying to overwhelm their opposition as the incendiary comes in from Draken. That pushes them back towards T steps and funnels a couple of them up. If that nade comes in now, that's going to do a lot of damage. Not as much as I thought. Okay, where did those nades go? There was 5 players on the other side.
Somehow it must have gotten lodged into the logs.
Yeah.
I don't know where that went either. I was expecting the worst or the best, depending on the perspective you want to take.
Indeed.
That's a yes, 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 no, or a no, 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 yes. JW, good shot. He's still blinded off, but holding the angle, hoping for the best. Can't quite get there. As Kiarbi gets the shot instead and blinded, Flusha was scurrying toward the emo position, but was caught in doing so, and it's Crims that wants to be the next in. But North already has the bomb down on the man advantage in doing so. Still waiting for rotations. There's 2 at CT. Crims is essentially alone at this point. I say that, Exist does get some vision, and he's trying to take some aggro, but a further smoke is going to make life difficult for Crims. Did they even bother going forward at this point? 2 rounds in a row?
I don't think so. We'll see.
Well, Draken being back towards Speedway and covering the flank suggests to me that they will not. In fact, they smoke off CT so as to get away themselves. We're going to go 14-9. So Fnatic still not on that penultimate point. Exist does get one through the smoke on Volda. Further damage onto Mertz. I think he'll be far enough away, excuse me, that oh, he does go down. So Bomb will take Mertz out of it due to that damage. So well played from Exist. I'd say it won't make that much difference, but it actually does. Mertz now sits with 36-50. Having that being their first round win in a while means no chance to bring out full arsenal.
Just got a B stream update here for you, Matt. That Team Liquid have just lost to Big 16-7. A convincing victory there. My God.
On top of that as well, it appears that FaZe have split the first half with Booties 8-7.
Didn't they play them first?
Oh, was that earlier?
That's already
Did my
finished,
Twitter
I
do
think.
that thing where it's like, in case you missed it?
Yeah, I think
which
it did. They won that
for.
16-7.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Oh, it was a bit closer, but they won the game.
All right, well, thanks, Twitter. Got baited by Twitter. It's all right. Happens all the time. Smoke down. Flusha will be locked in by the flames.
And the bullets.
Yeah, gets him easily. I'm glad you're here to correct me, Henry. Crims. Oh, that are okay. Fair enough. 1 for 1, if you will, because Kiarbi gets the shot at him, takes his teammate out in the process. Still favors North, and they'll absolutely settle for that because it opens up the site for them. Most importantly, the bomb is not anywhere nearby, but already Fnatic, yes, are backing out exactly that. So we'll go 14-10. North getting ever closer.
Yeah, they're still keeping their heads above water at least. Not going to be bowing out just yet of this particular best of 1. But there we go, double orb set up to be saved by Draken and JW. We'll look at the score, but I guess while we're here, JW 26 kills to his name, 15 deaths. Top of North will be AZ, in fact, on 15 and 17. Just beneath him is Kiarbi, and then Mertz. Second place for Fnatic is Exist, and well, it's actually Crims on 18. Facing back, he's not quite up there in points. So there we have it, 3 players to survive once again. That's fine, they still have a big buffer here. They do want to get as much saves as they possibly can here. North know every kill they can get is fantastic. Money not a massive factor for them really anymore, considering the amount of rounds they've got left to work with. But there it is. 4 players survive. Lots of nice little grenades thrown towards the top of the banana area. And if you're just joining us, this half actually finished, well, the first half finished 12-3 in favor of Fnatic. North have done a great job to even make this one possible for them to get back into it. We did feel like Fnatic could struggle on their CT side, considering they're such a new squad. With Draken only joining, what, about 2 weeks ago of that. So, here we go. Double orb set up again. Flusha and Crims not going to buy anything, in fact. I find that kind of odd. Surely get PT50s at least, but there we go.
Shot out Draken's tag down to 70. Kiarbi jumps in. Play from AZ. Crims is able to respond though. Volda trades again, so it's back and forth, and that starts to favor the offense more so because it's the kills and aid that they've gotten. The rotations are now pincered and locked by Smoke, Snades, everything, you name it. JW has no access back in. He'll try. He'll go for the boost, in fact, even to get above it. I say they're going to go for the boost. JW is positioned to do so, but Flush is not interested. So he taps away with just a pistol. Double op and a pistol. Good luck. Might have to be a further save from Fnatic. Hoping that Draken can open something up from the quad side, but that's not going to happen either. So they are going to back it off. 14-11. North doing the bare minimum required to win these rounds, but they're getting there. They're getting the bomb down. That's the essential aspect of it because Fnatic has no chance to get back inside of the sites.
Well, there it is. Another round for North in the back. 14-11 this time at the A-bomb site. Works out for them. They'll save 3 rifles as well. Flush out. A little bit cheeky towards the end there. Gets himself an extra $300. Allows him to go over the threshold of 5k. So there's something for you, I guess. Didn't manage to pick up a weapon, of course, but gets himself an extra nade, perhaps. Krim just bought a PP Bizon. They're going to have to throw that away. That is, I think, the worst gun in the actual game. So
they have.
Yeah, that's gone. That's a bit of a waste of cash.
Double op setup as well, so waste of cash and a double op purchase. You lose this, you're going to be on the back foot. Mertz with his op is already at the corner toward the bottom of Banana. Triple Molotov to hold off all of that territory. Not stacked, but staggered. Certainly didn't leave much room to stand on. Again, they're going to go for this boost.
Yeah, they really want to show us what this can do. You can see Krim's now watching the apartment, so that's the proper setup there. This is actually kind of cool. When you like break it all down, Orb towards middle, Krim's on the apartments, Exist watching the boiler room. They've got everything covered. Middle is locked down from just quad. They could get smoked out, but then Krim's is above it. So he'll get the intel while his teammates rotate off. This is quite interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this before. They're using it in their first game of the tournament. That is a bit of a shame.
Flash out. Mertz tagged already. It's not worked. It's fallen apart, but Exist could recover it because he's still above. Mertz is low and he'll drop down, but Volta's in behind. It shuts out any chance. You're right. They are using it very early in the tournament. Suggestive perhaps that they're desperate to get through. Using things very early. Sometimes you'd like a team to reveal that late on the stage with a crowd and a great moment, but perhaps they're just hoping to get through to the stage at this point. They've still got to close this game, and their efforts of doing so as JW starts off with the AWP. Spots Volda, doesn't get the wall bang. He was flashed up. He was hoping to go early. Volda's nailed him in return with the M4, and it's all on to Flusha, who wants to spot the second player because the first revealed, but nothing can be done. Volda's turned this game around, and we now find ourselves 14-12. He leads the way in the second half. 12 kills total.
Certainly does. Timeout calls. Fnatic. They had the trap set. It was all looking so promising. North didn't even smoke them out, barely flashed them, and still goes down to the equal trade, and then no one left at the bomb side to recover the situation there for Fnatic. It slips by again. They're on eco now. This could be an absolute nightmare of a meltdown if it goes in favor of North. 12-3 to 16-14 still could happen. Has to be the eco now for the Swedish squad. CZ's USPs, JW and Krim's getting armor. They can probably invest a little. What's going on here? Draken's bought the orb. Okay. Now that's a call. Good luck, Draken. This could make a man of you yet. We'll see. AWP, CZ, he spent all his cash here. He will get 3,500 to the next round, but 3,400. So we'll still have enough for a buy, but won't be as comfortable as if he didn't do this. But he gets the first pick, and now this is what Orpers want to be doing. You got to show your presence towards B at the very start. Then as soon as you get that kill, you're going to the other side of the map. You're hoping to funnel them back towards A, but little do they know you're actually there on the other side waiting for them. That's exactly what he's done. But experienced players like the North guys and MSL at the helm, he'll probably be aware that's exactly what he's trying to do. So he's gone, left the pistols over towards B, and North can still capitalize upon this mistake as they go in and find the first kill. That probably is round as JW can find something magical through the smoke, and that's not going to happen just yet.
JW unable to enter the site as of yet. AWP and AK. Once again, this is starting to get tenuous for Fnatic. Pressure's certainly on. This is going to be a one-round game if they can't pull this back, and they've only got 2 guns trying to do so. Imagine another save is in the cards. They don't look too interested with what's going on the inside of the smokes. Exist has gone down. That's one of the 2 guns held over. Draken couldn't land the shot in return. Another attempt to do so, and Krims will fall to AZ, who found the previous kill as well. Take that back. He's only got 1 of the round. I thought it was he that found Exist. Either way, JW gets 1, but only 1, and it is 14-13. This started 12-3 at half.
On the CT side, they had 3 rounds. That is so bizarre that it's come down to this moment.
10-2. ESL and 12-3. It only means one thing, Henry.
It's true. It was normally reserved just for Pro League, but it's making itself into ESL 1 as well. Round 28. Money available for Fnatic once again. The orb's out for Draken. He currently sits on 14 kills. He's at the bottom, but can still save the day. He got the opening kill, but you can see North not falling for the tricks whatsoever. Just going towards B even after he found that kill. Nowhere to be seen.
Marcel. Dominating with his teammates to clear out the top of Banana, but Flusha and JW will fall off and therefore not take any damage. Flashbang as well to clear in behind the sandbags. MSL to find Flusha. Perfect start as Mertz is going to take down JW as well. We've got a tie game potentially on the cards.
Yeah, and they might have to save their weaponry as well because they can't really justify this retake and everyone going down. Crims with the desperation spray there through the smoke. They jump across it quite elegantly and didn't take any damage whatsoever. Bomb planted, round done. 14-14. Who would have thought?
Wow, remarkable.
Just with, like, if they got 12 rounds on the CT side, it turned out like this. But yeah, cool, fair enough, that makes sense. But the fact they got 12 rounds on the T side, and it's the CT side where it all goes wrong, like that's pretty remarkable. 14-14 comes in, and they have to save everything they've got now. North can definitely justify a bit of a hunt here. That's why Valda, he's in towards the end of the apartments, trying to suggest he's coming hunting for them with that smoke, seeing if it baits out any sort of reaction. Bomb to go off, round guaranteed at this point. Will the CTs be able to keep 3 players up? If Draken goes down now, that would be really detrimental, but Valda can't do much with the smoke down, so he will survive. 14-14.
North impressed me. I wasn't expecting any turnaround. After how convincing the first half was, how Fnatic ran rampant with the map, now it's the same thing in return. Fnatic just cannot hold bomb sites. Lots of players staying alive. You want to look at the rounds of survivors, I'm pretty sure there's been very few in the last 7 that anyone has, or at least any one team has completely died. But Fnatic just cannot get back in. So this to determine who gets a chance to close first. As MSL will take a bit of damage from the nades, but continue forward with the AK nonetheless. He's worked well with Mertz to find opening picks on many occasions in this position. It'll be slightly different in its complexion this time, given that Kjærby is there. But don't discount the fact that so too is Mertz. And he wants to go straight contact with the AWP. They'll check behind sandbags so as not to get caught off by it, but the op contact coffins. Draken's op was waiting instead.
Well, there it is, the opening pick. The Fnatic so desperately wanted here, looking for match point first. Remember, it's the best of 1 here. They're still going to commit towards B. They're hoping the same sort of scenarios happen. Draken gets a kill, then books it back towards the A site. That's the smoke and CT spawn. Draken to respond with smoke of his own. That's well placed, but they're going to go through it anyway. Can he find anything more here?
Looks like one does actually land it, but it's the push through smoke that matters more. AZ got Draken traded, and Kjærby's able to isolate and cut off CT spawn deep smoke, as well as JW inquires between it, but won't spawn anyone as of yet. Same problem all over again. Bomb down, site locked out, and despite that they get relatively even kills or trades early on, they still can't contain the B site. They'll go for it this time. They've got no choice, surely. Can't save for overtime, can you? Give it a go. Got a kit in the hands of Exist, a kit for Crims, a single flash, now thrown by Exist. Does nothing but blind himself with it as he was desperate to try and clear out the corner. Still is. Pre-fire, and all the way around the pre-fire pays off, but it's easy to get one more. He's forced out. Crims gets it. They don't check Chemo, but yes. Ooh. Yes, they do. Just barely. Exist gets it. I don't think he's got time.
Nope.
He doesn't. North have it. 15. They've got the match point first. Oh, I say that, and Fnatic just barely get it. That is as close as you'd like.
Oh my goodness. Gracious me. Fnatic somehow find match point there. It was looking so desperate. It had all fallen apart. The push through the smoke, the plant coming through, Kjærby locking it down, but somehow, out of nowhere, Fnatic do come out in the 2 versus 1. It looked like the spray down was there for the remaining T-side player, but it was not meant to be. We're going to see round number 30 come through, but at what cost for Fnatic? Only 1 player survived there. They still have 3 rifles out. Draken, I'm not sure if he's got to drop that. I assume he does. I'll take a tactical timeout. The final 1 here for North. What an absolute game it's turned out to be. And we'll go into Single orb set up for now. We'll see what Draken's got available to him. Presumably not just a P250. That can't be the case. There's no more money. I'm looking at spawn. I don't see any weaponry on the floor. Oh, it's an orb in the corner. It's just hidden away behind the flower pot. So he's got the double orb set up to finish things off. Round 30, overtime. Very likely at this point to see if Fnatic can close it out now.
Draken forced off by Flames. He likes to take a bit of damage running back through them rather than stay out on his own, isolated in Banana. What a clutch. Found AZ. Crims went down. He was the closest one to the bomb. I thought surely they didn't have the time, but Exist proves me wrong. The new addition. Steady as always. 4 major winners still on this Fnatic lineup.
Yep.
Despite that it's come from 2 different teams. Crims will get inside of the cubby. Finally, some action back toward A. It's been a lot of Banana as of late. Forced out of the cubby in the Flames. He'll still only manage 1, but good damage onto AZ as well. Carby doesn't care really about that side of the map. He's going to take his task to go toward B, and he'll pay off as well as he gets Draken down.
4 on 3. Flash up. Solo defense against 4. He has got a rotation for JW. I'm not sure how helpful that's going to be. Good grenade, though. Does take down AZ, in fact, so that's not a bad start at all. Flasher jumps out of the smoke. They have the advantage all of a sudden. This would be such a gutting way for it all to finish, and Flasher knows it. He's going to drop the incendiary on the bomb. Not ideal, but does force the T away, so he can't hide behind that smoke at least.
Mertz has done well.
Rotation.
Oh, he's missed the shot. Mertz did so well to get away. He took massive nade damage, but get away to the new box. He missed an integral shot because suddenly it's just vaulted a hole that he manages one against JW. Turns around, knows the flush is pushing. Somehow it's the headshot as well. He was slow to start of this game, and he'll be the last to die for North. Despite a good effort, it's Exist once again to win out the clutch. Get the defuse, and we go 16-14. If Mertz hit that first shot to Ruins, I think that round forces us to overtime.
That is a really